Basic education, childcare, nutrition, primary health care, and general home science will be of major emphasis in order to improve their living standards, preparing them for future responsibilities within their families in addition to helping them engage in the economy. YATTA's role has been an enormous contribution to getting this program up and running with activities that will assist it to be self-sustainable in the long run. In the past, YATTA helped meet two basic needs required to grow and sustain the project: power and water. The girls had to carry large pails of water up a hill from the river daily to meet the needs of such a large community. But thanks to YATTA, water is now pumped up from a newly dug well, 98 meters deep, into a large holding tank several meters above the ground, holding 50,000 liters of water. Water now flows freely throughout the grounds. YATTA has also provided an electrical power station that not only facilitates the pump, but provides YATTA with much needed electricity for their lights and power to the classrooms. YATTA's current objectives are simple: provision of formal and technical education by training the girls in useful life skills and trade skills in preparation for gaining employment, teaching fundamentals of environmental conservation and horticulture. Livestock, poultry, and fish farming is a unique form of production that girls are exposed to. Peer education training, through a training of trainers, equipping them to train their peers and others in the communities they return to. A nutrition system to provide the women and girls with the most basic of physiological needs. The establishment and maintenance of a medical clinic and professional counseling center. MCF therefore is grateful for the support and work of YATTA. The day starts early at YATTA around 6:30 a.m., beginning with basic chores. This encourages the girls to be responsible. When they leave MCF, they must be able to care for themselves and their family environment. Classes begin at 8 a.m. From Monday to Friday, childcare is provided for the young mothers so they can be educated and taught a trade. On the weekends, the young moms are encouraged to care for their children. One of the newest initiatives is the introduction of peer training, whereby girls of the same age group train each other and discuss issues that affect them. They work with each other under the supervision of a professionally trained mature facilitator. What they learn here can be applied in the communities where they live, and prior to graduating, they participate in community outreaches. The MCF YATTA project is very active in environmental conservation. Because YATTA is in a very dry, arid location, it does several things: the planting of trees to prevent soil erosion, the planting of a special grass known as kukuyu, which plants its roots deep into the ground, thus enabling the soil to remain strong and firm instead of eroding away, and the introduction of the bougainvillea, planted along the property, which act as beautification for the grounds. There are other activities that encourage the environment. When they build on the property, they are careful to avoid cutting down the natural indigenous trees, such as the acacia, that are special and unique to this environment. Even the terrain where fish ponds, constructed with the funds from YATTA and Crossroads, are located was carefully chosen. They had to determine what side the wind blows and how will rainwater affect soil washing into the ponds and contaminate the fish. To prevent any soil erosion, terraces were built on one side, trapping water and leading the runoff into the dam alongside the ponds. Poultry farming, which is a combined YATTA Crossroads project, has made a major contribution to the environmental process. The poultry droppings are added to the empty fish ponds so that when the water is added, healthy algae is created from the same droppings, thus providing nutritious, organic food for the new fingerlings. Other environmental enhancing activities include community training on agriculture, where local community members are trained on productive agricultural techniques, as well as environmental preservation. In an environment of scarcity, it is important for people to know how to use resources effectively and efficiently, avoiding waste. These are some of the ways that MCF YATTA has contributed to environmental preservation in Kenya. The unique thing about YATTA's programs is that what goes around comes around. MCF YATTA Girls Center has hired 15 former beneficiaries of the program. They are working in areas such as kindergarten or the preschool unit, educating the children. There is nothing better than to see the YATTA girls training other girls in class. They are putting back because of the assistance they received from CETA and MCF. YATTA, with CETA's help, is attacking the issue of gender equality head-on. MCF is providing access to resources and empowering women to become self-reliant through agriculture and trade skills, as well as life skills. Through the peer training program, young women are being mentored to become agents of change. Returning to their local communities, young women win the respect of the community members who once rejected them, as they see them become self-reliant and responsible citizens. Instead of rejecting them, they now seek their help. When a woman returns looking healthy and able to support herself and her child, community members look to her for newfound knowledge and advice. Hence the saying in Kenya, when you educate a woman, you educate a village. Before leaving MCF, the young women are trained in how to pass along their knowledge to the benefit of the community. MCF also provides women with direct access to basic provisions, jobs, and medical care. MCF employs up to 500 local women who work on their farms in Dalani and YATTA. Access to work is most important to MCF, for that ensures that the income gained by a loving, caring mother will surely return to the household to provide for the children. This empowerment of the local women gives them the means to effectively contribute towards sustainable development. These women get a stable future from continuous employment and a reliable income source to support and educate their families. Employees also gain access to medical care through the YATTA Medical Clinic, which is sponsored by Crossroads and built by CETA. MCF provides for the health of their employees as an investment in their personal well-being as well as their individual productivity. At the farms, after the harvest, the produce is placed in big storerooms where the women carry out the grading of the French beans and other vegetables. From here, they decide what produce can be exported and what can be eaten at MCF sites and what can be given back to the community and employees. Hence, employees are given access to food provisions. Many of these women are widows from the community. They have no source of income whatsoever, and they are caring for their children and grandchildren, in some cases because their own daughters have passed away due to HIV/AIDS.
I have been working at the Muli Children's Family for the last 11 years, which means that I earn a steady flow of income on a monthly basis, and that is something that I never used to have previously. In addition to that, I receive health care for free, meaning that whenever I get sick, I go to the local clinic within the Muli Children's Family. I am able to get medical care. If it were not for Muli Children's Family, I would be nowhere, because first of all, this place is a dry area. We don't receive any rainfall at all, meaning that there is no food in my home. If I don't work here, then I do not have food. At the same time, I would not have any way in which my children would have received assistance in form of food, in form of clothing, in form of education, which they get for free. So I would actually be nowhere.
Previous CETA-funded projects have put up many buildings. A valuable dispensary has been built and stocked. YATTA can now give much-needed medical care to those in the rural area. The dispensary is for the girls, the staff, and the community. This is extremely important as the closest hospital is 1 hour away in Thika town. The dispensary is not only a place where valuable medicines are obtained, but it also provides medical services, beds for the very needy, and education on disease prevention and basic health care. Through CETA's generous support, YATTA now has brick classrooms and workshops and a medical clinic necessary for an effective learning environment. Until recently, education was given in temporary tin buildings, which served the purpose but was dimly lit and provided little shelter from the outside elements, including rain. But now the girls have a new area, for CETA has generously built a brand new concrete and brick educational block that provides classrooms for the girls and administrative and teachers' offices. There are 5 classrooms for academic learning